Is it Monday already? Oh man, let's go.
Wake up, everybody. I just wanna start a new day. Remember what I say.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Remember what I say.
What's going on, people? It's Monday night.
Remember
It's Den City Tonight, episode 3, season 2. Not 4, season 2.
what I say.
How's everybody doing?
Remember what I say.
I hope you had a great weekend. I hope that
What I say.
you enjoyed the hot weather that we had, because it was definitely warm this weekend, in like 80s and 90s or something like that. Yeah,
Remember what I say.
I hope you had a great one. I hope you had a great Monday.
What I say.
We're coming up on Memorial Day next weekend,
What I say.
and I wonder if anybody has any plans. So how y'all doing? Good, I hope. We're gonna start this show off today talking about yesterday's Knick game. I have to do it. Sorry. We lost. It's all right. Actually, it was a great game. Fantastic game. Literally all the way down to the last couple of seconds. Could have gone either way. Julius Randle had a horrible game. Horrible. What's up, Sky? What's going on, my brother? Julius Randle had a horrible game. I don't foresee him having two games like that back to back. So, I mean, if he shoots like if he scores like 3 times, just 3 out of the other 26 times he tried to shoot, we win the game. We lost the game by 2 points. So, great game, terrible outcome. Game 2 is Wednesday. And I think we're going to come out there, the jitters will be gone, back in the garden, we'll take care of business. And you just can't look for excuses. Excuses. That's the show this week. That's what we're going to talk about. So it's a nice little segue from talking about what the Knicks could have done, should have done, and would have done if they were playing a little bit better. But they didn't. So you can make a lot of excuses about that. But the fact is that sometimes you just got to get things done. And what we're going to talk about today, well, you heard that crack. I know my voice is kind of tired. What we're going to talk about today is, why some people succeed at things and why others fail. Is it a case of having less talent than someone else? Less education? Not always. Quite often, the difference is excuses. Excuses that we make for ourselves, excuses that we make to other people. Let me tell you, this is a subject I could speak to because there are times in my life that I have been the crown prince of excuses, the king. More excuses than a little bit. And it's hard to look at yourself and say you're full of it, and really, really call yourself out on some things that you've done or haven't done because of the excuses that you put in front of you or in front of someone else. Now, I talk about, well, I feel that they're like external excuses and internal excuses. External excuses are like the excuses that you make not doing something for someone else. Like, I can't help you move this weekend because, I got to go see my grandmother. Can't help you move. Sorry. Or, no, I don't think I'm going to make it tonight because I just got home. I have work that I have, brought home, and I got to do that, so I'm not gonna be able to come out tonight. Things that somebody else may need you to do or want you to do or ask you to do, and you just find a way to get out of it. So like little excuses, sometimes it's little white lies, um, but it's a way to get out of doing something that you don't really want to do. I don't think those are as harmful as the internal excuses. The internal excuses are the ones that stop you from attaining something that you say you want, that stop you from attaining something that you say you need or desire. Um, the internal excuse is the most harmful because no one is affected as much by it as you are. Um, it's it's something that stops many people from achieving their full potential. As I sit here discussing this, I could say that it stopped me quite often from achieving my full potential. Whether it had been jobs in the past, school, my music career, there have been times that I could have definitely gone harder. I could have definitely pushed more. I could have definitely tried to take that extra step, that extra step outside of my comfort zone. And comfort zone is a big, big reason why people make excuses. Comfort zone is not just where you feel comfortable or where you are used to being. It's that space that allows you to not try. It's that space that allows you to stay within yourself and to let opportunities pass you by or let growth pass you by. That's what the comfort zone is, and that's what people have to get out of in order to really achieve their full potential, to get past their excuses. For some people, it's possible to find an excuse for everything, for getting in shape, for getting a better job, for getting a better apartment, for getting a better partner in life. Um, you know, Something like, oh, that person, that's just the way they are with me. Yeah, they're a little bit, they're a little bit abrasive, they're a little bit jealous, but that's just the way things are. I understand where they're coming from. I understand that they mean well. you know that doesn't necessarily seem like an excuse, but it is an excuse for you not to try and get someone who's going to treat you better. For whatever reason, you're comfortable in this relationship and you make excuses for why you accept certain behavior from other people. It could be low self-esteem, it could be past experiences, it could be a numerous amount of things. But make no mistake that you're making excuses for not trying to demand a certain level of respect or demand a certain level of unity in your relationship. Now, you might ask, are there legitimate reasons? Are there legitimate excuses? Like I couldn't I couldn't come outside. I couldn't go to that event because my house burnt down. Okay, obviously that's a legitimate reason not to go somewhere or see someone or do something. You had a tragic event. You were injured in an accident. Things of that nature. And of course, those don't really have to be explained. Those don't really have to be justified. If you get hurt, you get hurt. If you had an accident, you had an accident. Um, but then there are other things that come into play that most people understand. Most people have used this before. Most people have experienced this. When you tell someone, "Oh, I can't do that because I don't have the time." I can't do this because I am not, I'm not really comfortable in that area, or I haven't learned enough yet in order to really try it. I need to study some more. I need to look into that some more. I want to try my hand at my own business, but I don't have the clientele. I don't have the equipment. I don't have the schooling. I don't have a location. You can run it over again and again and again, and some of it is legitimate. Some of it um, does ring true. Um, but then nothing is set up, nothing is ready to go out the box. There's nothing that you can do that's ready to go out the box. And, okay, I want to start a business. Boom, it's ready to go. It's out the box. Of course, you don't have time. You probably work, probably have a family, probably have another, other responsibilities. But everyone has a half an hour, a couple of hours a day, you know, to work on something that is specific to what you say you want to achieve. Everyone. You know how I know that everyone has it? Because we spend hours a day on social media. Some people use social media as a business. That's great. That's killing two birds with one stone. But I would guarantee the majority of people do not. And if you accumulated all the time that you spend scrolling through Facebook or scrolling through Instagram or on your Twitter or your Twitch, you might find another good 15, 20 hours, that you could be using towards something productive, that you could be using toward establishing yourself. Now, I'm not saying that everybody has to go get a business, because everybody's not built that way. One of the things that kind of aggravates me is when I go online and I see everybody saying, yeah, you got to be a business owner. You have to, not everybody's a business owner. Now, that might be a sad way of looking at things, or maybe that is a naive way of looking at things, or maybe people will look at me and say, "Oh, you see, that's the mentality that we're talking about. You have that employee mentality." No, I don't. I'm working on my own business. I do this podcast every Monday, even though sometimes I don't want to be up here, because sometimes you just want to lay back and relax. But when you commit to something, you go out there and you do it. Not like this podcast is hard. Like I'm really, really putting myself out of the way to sit down and talk with people for an hour. But it's the principle of following through on something you said you wanted to do. It's the principle of following through on something can be fruitful, or can be beneficial to you as an individual. That's what is important. You look at things and sometimes you say to yourself, how is it that one person can find the time to raise a family, work their other job, have a social life, and still be able to create their own, profile, or their own business, or their own whatever it is they're trying to accomplish. And the fact of the matter is that not everyone is going to be able to do that. Not everyone is going to be able to start that business, to, be that mogul, to get 1 million followers and go viral. Doesn't happen for everybody. There are different levels of success for each individual. And my level of success and my level of, achievement might not be the same for you. I don't think that that's an excuse saying that you don't want something. If you honestly don't want something, but you are actively engaged in preparing and actively engaged in seeking and achieving the things that you do want, then you're not making excuses. You're making a choice, which is different. I choose to not have my own business, but I do choose to pick and look for and garner and demand the respect that I'm supposed to have on the current job that I'm working at. And I'm going to do my best in that position to make it as beneficial to myself and my family as I can. If you're doing that and you're not doing the other, you've made a choice. You didn't make an excuse. Now, if in your mind you want that business, or in your mind you want that extra different part of life, but what you're saying to yourself is, I can't do it because of my job. I can't do it because of my other responsibilities. Now you're making excuses. Now you are not making a choice. You are making you you're defeating yourself. You're not making a choice. You're not making a constructive, educated choice between something. You're just saying why you can't do something because of the other things without even trying to find a way to make those dreams or aspirations happen. So what I'm trying to say is there's so many different ways that we have been programmed to see the world. Some people have been raised in an environment where sky's the limit. And I'm going to make a point here, and it's going to sound it's going to sound racial, and it is, but I think it's more so cultural than it is racial necessarily. But I'm going to use the example of white America and black and brown America, and I'm going to use the example of how we unintentionally, at least in my experience, raise our kids. We joke quite often, right? We always make this joke. I know a lot of my Spanish friends, my black friends, we always joke. We'd be like, yo, when you go to the store, excuse me, when you go, out to the street, whatever the kids, those white kids all over the place. They're doing whatever they want. They're running around. They have parents have no control over them. What's going on? How are they going to let them run around the store like that? How do they let them do whatever they want to do? And on the flip side, quite often we see, Hispanic and black parents not allowing their kids to do nothing. What? Where you going? What you looking at? You can't do that. Don't touch that. You better not go over there. You better not run over there. We feel that is the way we're supposed to raise our children, with discipline, with a healthy dose of fear. However, what if we're wrong? What if the whole basis of people not making excuses, or people that are the ones that succeed while others fail, have not everything to do with, but have somewhat of a basis in those two different trained schools of thought? I noticed that me, as a Hispanic male, growing up, I was told a lot of times, don't touch that. Don't do that. You can't do that. No, you gotta be careful. So, of course, it's with the best of intentions. And I also, don't get me wrong, I also got a lot of, you can do whatever you want to do. You can be whatever you want to be. Frank, you're an extremely intelligent young man. You can have the world. But at the same time, when I was smaller, it was a lot of, don't touch that, don't do this, be careful. So you grow up with these mixed messages almost of, I'm not supposed to do these things. I'm not supposed to touch this. I'm not supposed to step outside of my boundaries. I'm not supposed to, go against the grain. But yet, I'm supposed to do everything that I can do. I'm supposed to be able to do everything I can do. And that it almost sounds, and it almost feels like you've built an excuse into yourself subconsciously by just the way you come up. And on the flip side of that, you got the children on the other side, other dynamic. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to go, and go up the stairs, even though my mother told me I can't go up the stairs. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to explore this. And you grow up thinking I could do whatever the hell I want to do. Nobody can stop me. So you have a built-in mechanism that makes you think the world is mine, and wherever I choose to go, whatever I choose to grasp, whatever I choose to take is mine. It's mine for the taking. Now, I may be oversimplifying things, and I may be, making it, oh, come on, Frank, that's a little too simple. However, if you think about what I'm saying, if you really think about what I'm saying, if you put two mice in two different mazes and one mouse, you constantly block them off from going certain areas. You constantly raise them to say, no, you can't go here. After a while, you don't have to put the blocks there anymore. They're just not going to go. They're just not going to go because in their mind and in their upbringing, these were my barriers. These were my places where I couldn't go further. So now that you've taken the door away, I don't even go that way because subconsciously I've never been allowed that way. And on the other side, you have these mice that are going around the maze and going to whichever way they go to. Most likely, if you put a door in their old path, they're just going to find another way around it. They're going to get over that door because they are ingrained in them that this is the way that I'm going to go. This is the way I want to go. I don't care what's there. I'm going over the wall. So I looked at that and I wondered, I'm no psychologist. Obviously, I don't have a degree in this stuff, but just as a person, just as an intelligent person, in deducting that there's a possibility in the way that I guess maybe in my generation and the generation before that, coming out of not being able to do things, legally not being able to do things, coming out of not being able to really participate in society and getting that opportunity and not wanting to mess it up. They tell us as children, hey, calm down. Don't make noise. No, you can't touch that. No, don't walk around the store and touch those things. The manager's gonna get mad at you. Don't touch that. I mean, is it that simple? Is it us wanting to protect our children from the fact that we just got this. We just got this right to be around. We just got these rights to be here. I don't want you to mess it up for yourself. So you grow up and you go, well, I'm going to be everything that I can be. But do you really have the mental tools to do that? Now, this is when it becomes another choice. A choice to say, hey, I know that maybe inside me, I kind of feel like I can't achieve certain things, or it's comfortable for me to stay in my lane and to not really try to get things that are outside of my lane. But I'm going to stop and I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to understand that in order for growth, there has to be discomfort. And I'm going to understand that in order for success, there has to be failure. I have to try. I have to go after that. I have to not make excuses. I have to say to myself, listen, I could sit here and wait to start a podcast. I can wait till I get the right camera. I can wait till I get the right microphone. I can wait till I get this Rodecaster Pro here. Or I can just grab my phone, put it on a stand, and talk to people and hope that they listen and not laugh at me too much unless I'm trying to be funny. What's the choice you're going to make? Because I could wait and I could say, you know, I'm not ready to do this yet. I don't have the money to do this yet. I don't have the location. I don't have the equipment. I don't have the clients. It's not the right time. It's never the right time. There is always going to be something that can make you say, now is not the right time. There is always going to be something that can make you say, I'm not ready for this. I'm going to fall on my face. I'm going to make a fool out of myself. You might. You might make a fool out of yourself. It's very true. But they say that there's a level of insanity that comes with success. I've heard this. I don't know who they are, but they say. I've read this and I've heard it. There is a level of insanity that comes with success that says to people that I have an irrational confidence that I can do things and achieve things that aren't what society says is normal. It defies what society considers normal. It's a level of crazy when you go out there and say, you know what? I'm going to start my own business and I'm going to make a car that runs on electricity and I'm going to sell billions of dollars worth of that car. And yeah, I'm going to do that. And then you go out and do it. You got to have a little bit of woo-woo in order to believe that. Or maybe not woo-woo, but you have to have the will to say to yourself and to others, really to others, because I think that is what really stops many of us. And that's where the excuses come from, is that we can say things to ourselves all the time, in every mirror, in every, bathroom, in the shower, all the places that you're alone, only looking at yourself. You can say, I'm going to do this stuff. But then when you have that audience, when you have the people that can come back and say to you, you're out of your mind, bro. You can't do that. You can't. That doesn't happen. You, Frank from 55, third grade, who had the same 2 pairs of pants for all that time, you can't do that. And that's where we stop. That's where we back off. That's where we say, damn, they're right. Who am I? Who am I to think that I could be something special? Who am I? Who am I kidding, man? I'm just a regular person. You know what? I'm good. And that's where the dream ends, or that's where the thought process ends. That's what we say to ourselves. And we say this to ourselves, but not truthfully. I'm okay. And that's the difference that I was saying earlier when I said not everybody can be the mogul or the boss or whatever the case is. But if you're doing that because you don't think that you can, or you don't try to explore whether or not this is something you can do, then that is the excuses. That is the sad part, where you decide, not because you've thought it out and okay, this is what I'm going to do, but because you didn't think it out and just assume that you can't. I know a lot of talented people, a whole lot. And I wonder why they didn't get to a certain point in their lives. I wonder if they've had the same feelings that I've had. I wonder if they've had the same inadequacies or questions of self-esteem that have made them say to themselves, it can't be done. I can't do that. I'm just a regular person. You know what? I got a job. I got to go to work. I got to get that promotion. I got to go to sleep right now. It's 10 o'clock and I can't stay up another hour and a half, working on something that I love. I can't stay up another, 20 minutes going over a couple of emails and making 1 or 2 calls for something that I love. I can't do that. I don't have the money for that. Listen, if you're waiting on money, I tell you, if you're waiting on money, you better be waiting a long time. It's like my partner says here, being poor should be the biggest motivation of all. But you know what? For some people, that's mad comfortable. Man, I don't have to worry about anything. I do not have to worry about making my meetings, or I don't have to worry about, budgeting my money because I ain't got none. I'm good like that. And you'd be surprised how many people are focused on staying right where they are. I don't fault anybody. Hey, I'm still poor. Got a house. I'm still poor. But I've made choices to not stay where I have been. I've made ways, and believe me, it's with the help of many, many people. I'm not going to sit here and say that I've done it all and that. No, that's bull. There are people that hopefully maybe are watching this thing right now that have helped me in many ways. But at some point, I had to help myself. At some point, I had to make the decision and say, this is what I'm going to do. One way or another, come hell or high water. And it's not easy, man. It's not easy because it's a battle. It's a constant battle. I don't care who you are. I don't care how many millions of dollars that you make. There is still that battle of pushing yourself to continue to go on. There's still that battle of being in your comfort zone. There's still that battle of looking at yourself and saying, am I really capable of doing this? Man, I can't look at my life. It's crazy. Look at all the stuff that I've done. Is this really me? There's still that battle. And I've heard it from people that have made, millions of dollars. I don't have many friends like that, but I have one. And I've spoken to others. And they'll tell you, the day you think that you don't have to stop, the day you think that you could stop battling that, the day you think that you got it, is the day that you can possibly lose all the advantages that you've gained by making sure that you continually checked yourself and you continually made sure that you were moving ahead. When I was doing music, which I still do music, I remember back when I was in like junior high school, I had a friend named Levi. I don't know if I told this story before. If I did, oh well, it's my show. I could tell it again. I had a friend named Levi, black guy, dark-skinned brother. Levi was dark-skinned. And this guy would be in my house and we would be acting like we were on stage, to to Rick Springfield records, to Hall & Oates. I think that's why sometimes I don't sing as soulfully as I would like to, because all the stuff I listened to when I was young. But we would be up there, and I'd be up there with my electric guitar, and we'd be, not lip syncing, we singing out loud, after school and stuff like that, and I wrote songs back when I was like 12 and 13. I don't know where those songs are now, but I had a belief that I was going to be a music star. I could see myself up there. I literally closed my eyes and I could see, myself playing and being in videos and doing all those things that I see on TV. And then you go and, for whatever reasons, for the fear or the lack of the, like I said, being able to say that to someone else and deal with the rejection or deal with the complete look of ludicrousness that ludicrousness, is that a word? The complete look of like unbelievable, just doubt that you'll get from somebody else when you tell them something like that. And I allowed it to seep in and take over the confidence. And I allowed it to, you know, make me lose that irrational confidence of saying that I can do that, you know, and that's when the excuses start, you know, because you don't want to face the potential, you know, negative reaction that you're going to get. And that's a shame because it would never kill you. It would never kill you to have someone say to you, I don't like what you're doing, or I didn't really feel that, or whatever the case is. It doesn't kill you. It's just an opinion. It's just someone who probably in their life wanted to do something as well and wanted to be a singer or wanted to be a sports person. And for whatever reasons they had, they started making excuses about why they couldn't do it. So they tell you, I don't think you can do it because they couldn't do it. And then the cycle continues. And this happens not just with people you don't know. Quite often it happens with people that you know, people that whose opinions you trust and the opinions you value and who you like and who you like to be around and who you would hope would be like, oh, yo, you know what? That's what you're trying to do. Go for it. I got you, man. I got you. Whatever you're trying to do it. You want to sing? I got you. Yo, that sounded horrible, but you know what? You could get better. I know you can. We look for those, man. Those are few and far between. Those are few and far between. You know, and you're right. Just because it didn't work for one doesn't mean it wouldn't work for you. And that's what we don't say to ourselves. That's what's hard to convince ourselves of. Just because it didn't work for that other person, or just because that other person is being negative or doesn't like what I'm doing or doesn't understand what I'm doing, I have to have faith in myself to continue to do it. And that's a battle, man. It's a battle. You know, you start to wonder, I can only go back to my music is, you know, am I less talented than anyone else? No, not really. Am I more talented than some people? Yeah, I would say. I mean, you know, I have written and performed and produced and arranged complete songs on my own. That, that's not nothing to sneeze at. You know, that's not something that you could be like, oh, you know, anybody can do that. Not everybody can do that. You know, some people can produce it, some people can sing it, some people can write it. You know, I've done it all. Not to varying degrees. I'm better at certain things than other things, but I get it done. And when you're able to accomplish something where it's good enough for you, it should be good enough to put out to the world. Even if it comes back and it says, you know what, nah, you know, it's we don't like that. You keep on doing it. There are so many different millions of tastes. There are so many different millions of people that like different things. There's got to be something that likes what you do. There's got to be someone that likes what you do. It doesn't necessarily have to be music. It could be art. It could be business consulting. You might have experienced something that someone in this world is needing to hear about. Somebody is going through the exact same thing that you did, that you went through, and they're looking for a way to get past it. And you're the person that can help them. May sound crazy. It may sound like that's totally, how is that possible? It is possible because there's so many of us. And even though there's so many of us, we're all going through many of the same similar things. Self-doubt, lack of confidence, you know, bad childhood, you know, bad adulthood, bad relationship, bad job. I mean, people are going through the same stuff all over the world. Maybe what you do helps them, but they'll never know because you make excuses for why you can't do it. why you can't write that book. Take 10 minutes, 20 minutes a day to write a couple of things down. You have the time. You do. Yes, you do. Just depends on what you're willing to sacrifice, how you're willing to manage your time, how you're willing to do what you need to do to get done what you say you want. Not what I say you want, not what your wife says she wants, or your brother or sister or son, significant other, your boss, your ex-boss, your coworker, not what they say. What do you want? What do you want to do? What do you need to do to get it done? There's always going to be a reason why you can't do something. Always. Can you get past that reason? Can you work past the very, very easy way to not do anything? Not doing anything is the easiest thing in the world. Sometimes it is one of the best feelings to be like, I ain't doing shit. I ain't doing nothing. I'm going to my room and I'm getting into bed and I'm chilling. You know, it's easy to do that. And yes, I'm getting a lot of good comments. When people say that all the time, it means that it's not a priority. Priority means that it's something that you are going to find a way to do. The trick is getting it from your head. The priority, it's a priority in my mind, but it's not a priority in reality. That's the disconnect. We say it, we think it, and we probably truly mean it. But how do you get it to that next step where you're actually doing? And that is trying your best to cut through the excuses. Your mind will tell you what you need to do to get out of what you have to do. Your mind will tell you what you need. Well, you can't do that right now. We gotta do something else. Don't we got that thing? Don't we got that thing? I think we got that thing, right? Yeah. We got that thing. Can't do it. Thanks, mind. Almost forgot. There's a book and a technique called the 5-second rule. And it involves something as simple and sometimes to a lot of people sounds silly, counting down from 5 and then doing whatever it is that you were thinking about doing. Because it says that in your mind, when you start counting down, your mind starts to say that something has to happen at the end of that countdown. At 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your mind is telling you something's about to happen. Something's supposed to happen right now. And it doesn't allow you to think about why you can't do what it is that you want to do at the end of that 5 seconds. It's a very good book. I forget the name of the author, but it's called The 5-Second Rule. Get it. It's on audio too. Read it. Listen to it. It'll tell you things like when you want to get up in the morning, you know, and the alarm goes off and you hit the snooze and you go back to sleep. Those are things that the 5-second rule helps, and it helps you to create better habits. Your alarm goes off, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up. You're not thinking about it. You don't get up. You're not thinking about it. Because like I said, your mind will find a way. It'll find a way to tell you why you can't do something. That's our defense mechanism as human beings. Rationalizing something, saying why are we doing this? What are we doing this for? Is this a benefit to us? Is this going to hurt us? Well, what's going on? And by the time we do all that thinking, and by the time we do all that, you know, trying to figure out what's what, the moment's passed. The moment's passed. So I say this And I wanted to talk about this because I have suffered from this. I still do. I still work at it. I'm still learning. You know, I am working on putting together this podcast every week. I'm working on, building my financial coaching business, which we'll talk about going forward in the next couple of episodes. Um, but it's not easy. It's a constant work, work ethic. It's a constant struggle. And I'm sure a lot of people have that same thing. You want to do something. You need to do something different, especially after everything that's gone on this last year with hundreds of thousands of people dying, people being sick, people losing people that were just healthy. Thank God, I didn't have to go through that. I had people in my family who were sick, but no one ever got to that point. Praise the Lord. Thank you. But too many people had the opposite. And with that type of reality, with something like that hitting us, we have to find a way to turn that around and make that something positive. I'm not saying to go be the next Bill Gates. I'm not saying to go be the next Tesla. But what I am saying is go be the better version of you. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. Go be the better version of you. Go take that painting class. Go learn how to ride a motorcycle. In order to change, you have to do the uncomfortable things that others are not willing to do. It's true. And if you want something to change, the first thing that has to change is you. Again, I'm not perfect, and I'm not sitting here trying to tell people, well, this is what I do, and you guys need to get. No, that's not me. That's never been me. I'm just saying that all of us, me included, my man Will, Lucy, everybody who's watched this, and the other people who are watching, you didn't comment, so I didn't really know, what was going on, or who was there. But I thank you for coming. Thank you for spending some time with me. All of us, man. All of us have something that we've wanted to do that we said we just don't have the time, or we just don't have the resources, or we just, whatever reason, we just can't do it. Do it, man. Do it. Find a way. Sacrifice a little bit of time. Get off of social media, except for Monday nights at 8 p.m. That time, you need to be on social media for that. Every Monday, 8 p.m. with me. Other than that, forget that stuff, man. Do something for you. Something that makes you feel fulfilled. Even if it's being a better parent. Because let me tell you, not everything that I'm talking about is material. Sometimes it's being a better husband, being a better parent, being a better son, being a better daughter. What are you willing to sacrifice to be a better, whatever it is that you need to be better at? Yeah, we're talking about businesses. We're talking about what I'm talking about. You as a person. There are things that you want. There are things that you absolutely want that you have been afraid to do. You made excuses for. Enough with the excuses. Go live your life. Enjoy your life. I want to thank you guys for coming out on a Monday night at 8 p.m. And I want to thank you for sharing this, almost hour, 50 minutes with me. I hope I said something that, inspires you to do something different. I hope I said something that lights a spark that makes you say, hey, you know what? That's true. I'm just going to do that. I don't need to wait. I'm not going to wait anymore. I love you guys. I will see you. I think I'm going to see you next week. I'm not sure. It is Memorial Day. I may be talking to myself. We will see. But again, I love you. I love all of you. Thank you for coming out. Remember to embrace your failures. They will prepare you for the success that is to come. We out.
Wake up, everybody. I just wanna start a new day. Just remember what I say. Just remember what I say. Just remember what I